Have you ever looked at a piece of furniture and just wondered, how? How does a rough, totally shapeless block of wood become something so elegant and beautiful? Well, today we're going to dive into the magic behind that transformation. We're talking about the wood lathe.
I mean, really think about it. You see a finished table and you just admire those perfectly round, smooth legs. The answer to how that happens lies in this incredible process called wood turning. And the real hero of that whole process is the wood lathe.
So this is our hero, the wood lathe. And you know, the concept is actually beautifully simple. Just picture a potter's wheel, right? But imagine you turn it on its side and it's spinning at an incredible speed. While that wood is spinning, the artisan holds a tool perfectly steady, just carving away the excess material. It's this amazing example of creating something beautiful by taking things away.
So what can you actually create with this spinning magic? Well, the possibilities are probably all around you right this second. The legs on your dining table, maybe the spindles on a staircase, even that wooden salad bowl you have in your kitchen. Chances are these everyday objects were all born on a lathe.
Okay, so how does this magic actually happen? It all starts with really understanding the fundamentals of the turning process itself. That's where a raw piece of material begins its journey into something with both form and function.
Our source material really gives us the perfect roadmap for this. As you can see, it breaks down the core ideas, not just what the lathe does, but also the guidelines, procedures, and standards that are absolutely essential for both safety and quality. It even introduces us to some key operations, like how to create a taper, which, don't worry, we'll get into in a little bit. This document is really our foundation here.
Now, before a single chip of wood even starts to fly, we have to talk about the foundation of all good work, safety and precision. And this isn't just about, following boring rules. It's about creating a framework that actually allows for real creativity and quality. It really boils down to three key things. Think of guidelines as the core safety rules, the big don'ts. Procedures, well, that's your step-by-step how-to guide. And standards, that's the benchmark for quality, making sure you get a great result every single time.
So here's the crucial point. These three things have to work together. They're not just about avoiding accidents, they're also about making sure the piece you're creating comes out perfectly every single time. You see, safety and quality are really two sides of the same coin.
All right, with our foundation of safety all set, it is time for the fun part, actually making some shapes. We're going to start with the two most fundamental cuts that are pretty much the building blocks for nearly every project you can imagine.
And here is where the artistry begins, all with just a tiny difference in technique. You can start by making a cylinder, just a perfect, uniform tube of wood, kind of like a rolling pin. But by gradually removing a little more material from one end than the other, you create what's called a taper. It's really amazing how that one simple change is what gives something like a chair leg its distinctive, stylish look.
Okay, so once you've mastered cylinders and tapers, you can unlock a whole new level of detail. So let's look at some of the more advanced techniques that really bring a piece to life.
Now, a really critical idea to get your head around is how the wood is held. If you're making something long and skinny, like a table leg, you secure it between 2 points. That's called turning between centers. But what if you want to make a bowl, right? You can't hold that between 2 points. For that, you use what's called faceplate turning, where the wood is actually screwed onto a flat disc. The way you hold the wood completely changes what you're able to create.
And of course, no turned object is really complete without some curves. A concave curve is one that sweeps inward, like the inside of a bowl. A convex curve swells outward, like the outside of a ball. Mastering the interplay between these two, that's the true art of wood turning.
So after all that creativity, it might seem like the work is done. But a true craftsperson knows the job isn't finished until the tool is cared for. That's what we call the long game, lathe maintenance.
The whole idea behind maintenance is really simple. You're just making sure the machine is safe and reliable for the next project and for the next person who uses it. A well-cared-for tool is a tool that you can always trust.
And the tasks themselves are pretty straightforward, but they are absolutely vital. Cleaning away all that sawdust, that prevents buildup and even fire risk. Oiling the moving parts keeps everything running smoothly and stops things from wearing out. And checking your tools, making sure they're sharp and ready to go, that's key for both safety and for getting a really clean cut.
So we've gone on a whole journey here, from a rough block to a finished concept, from safety rules to artistic curves. We've seen how a spinning piece of wood, guided by a steady hand, can create things that are both useful and incredibly beautiful. And that leaves us with just one final question. If that block of wood were sitting right in front of you, what would you create?